What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. In this video, I'm going to show you a behind the scenes of Neptune Finance. Their mainnet launch is just a few days away. And fortunately for me, and fortunately for you guys, somebody from their team has connected with me and given me access to their mainnet ahead of time so that I can walk you guys through exactly what you can do and also what you can actually do to earn some amazing rewards. So let's get into it. And before we do, just remember, none of what I say is financial advice. You've got to do your own research. And crypto is complicated. If you still need support, if you still want help, if you want that white glove service, come check out the Web3 Secret Society. We got a growing community there. You can find the link to that in the membership below. Now, as you guys know, I have talked about Injective for quite a bit of time. It's a chain that I am very bullish on. In fact, they say it, the blockchain built for finance, and there are tons of things being built here. If you want a sort of more comprehensive video on the entire ecosystem, I made an airdrop guide about 2 weeks ago, and Christian Peter and I also sort of did a more deep dive for an hour on Injective and if it's worth the hype. Now, the last thing I'll say before we get into the main topic is the Injective token has been doing pretty well. It's been trading between $35 and $40 for the last month. And if you got in much earlier, you've been sitting on a ton of gains. So fantastic. And we're going to see a lot more projects launching off Injective and using Injective for liquidity. And one such example is Neptune Finance, which is the money market on Injective. One of the things I will say is in that video that I just showed you, the one I said, hey, you can check out, part of the airdrop was actually looking and doing some testnet activity to earn some points and potentially get an incentivized airdrop once the token is launched for Neptune Finance. Now, I got reached out to by one of their team members who basically let me know that the Neptune Finance will be releasing to the public on January 23rd. With their launch will come a leaderboard, which will give you points for lending and borrowing. Now, the reality is, while you will get points for lending and borrowing, they gave me a little more detail. Let me just look at my notes. You will get the majority of the points for holding the position. It's not just doing the transactions. So it's not as simple as just opening a position and closing a position. You want to make sure that you actually hold a position and do it for a long period of time, right? So that is the most crucial part of it. Now, one of the things that you do when you first come to the website is you have to agree to their end user license agreement. So I've done that. And now it takes us in to the actual portal. So this is Neptune Mainnet. As you can see here, like very little has been deposited and borrowed because now we're using real assets. So I have basically attached a dummy account that I have built on an Injective to show you how to go through this protocol. So the first thing you have to do is before you can borrow, you have to lend. You have to supply collateral. So when we click on lend, we have the option to deposit Atom, USDT, or Injective. By mousing over, you see the price. I have 0 of Atom or USD in this wallet, but it's not because I don't have it in the wallet. In fact, what you'll have to do is go to the Injective Hub, right? So when you go to the Injective Hub, you usually load this page, the dashboard. You click on Bridge. Then when you click on Bridge, you basically have your Cosmos address and your Injective address. So, you click on here, you click Cosmos, and because I've already attached my Kepler wallet, it will pull the Cosmos thing here. Then I'll pick Injective. I have 0.63 available Atom. So I'll just put 0.4. I will now bridge that over so that it goes into my Injective wallet, and it'll take a few seconds. I approved a 5-cent transaction. You know, I'm not going to show it to you guys, but you know what it looks like. That little pop-up box saying, hey, do you want to say yes or no? Once I've clicked on it, it's transferring the money, or it's transferring the 0.4 atom into my Injective wallet. So we'll just wait 1 second while that's going on. You see that spinny thing? I'll look at something over here. All right. So elapsed time 2 seconds. So it's completed. Perfect. We hit close. You see on the bottom here, deposit from Cosmos in progress. 0.4. Maybe we'll refresh and maybe it'll give us an update. One of the things I will tell you guys is I don't edit my videos anymore. So you get the like raw, you know, whatever the raw thing is, that's what I do. So if I stumble on my words sometimes, so be it, but it allows me to get the videos out to you guys much sooner. So consider it like a live stream, just where like, you know, I'm not live, but I upload it later. Okay, so now you can see here, I have 0.4 atom in my wallet. Now I'm going to click lend. Let's give them 0.16, okay? We'll lend that. Once again, I have to approve a transaction, this time using Injective as gas, right? And now I've deposited 0.16 and I still have a wallet balance of 0.24. Let me do the same thing with Injective. I'm going to lend Injective. Let me lend 0.147. That's like, what is that like? 50 cents or something. So we'll just lend that over here. So the total that I've lent so far is $2.09. Now, one of the things we can do now is we can actually, if I want to, click on manage. I can now withdraw, and I can withdraw up to that amount, right? I'm not going to do that, but if I wanted to, I could. I could do the same thing for Injective, right? So I could just drag the scroller here. This is to lend actually, but if I click withdraw, I can drag the scroller, or I can hit max or 1/4 or whatever. What I'd like to do, however, is I'd like to borrow. Now that I'm lending, I can go in here and let's check this out. So we'll click new account. We'll select collateral as Atom. And the collateral is, we'll put 1.32. So we'll add some collateral into that account. Here we go. And now I have this account that has a health of greater than 10. And now maybe I want to borrow some Injective against it. So I can borrow, like, if I borrow too much, you see the risk of liquidation gets really high. That's at the 1 point level. I'm going to borrow, let's do 0.073 Injective. Okay. So then I get that sort of deposited to my account. Some people will do this and start looping stuff so that it sort of makes it much easier. But so the first thing we did is we did a whole lending process. So we're getting APR from this. And then we have borrowing, where we put collateral into an account and we're allowed to withdraw against that. And we can also click on this and create a new account. Let's now pick this. I'll pick Injective and I will put in like 0.017. Let's just do that. And let's see how that looks like. So now we have account 0 and account 1, right? So each of them has different account healths. So this way you can actually track these things individually and see like, okay, well, you know, do I need to make any adjustments, right? For account 1, maybe I'll borrow some USDT. So let's go over here and let's get 15 cents out, right? So not that bad. The borrow APY is 0.03%. My account health is 2.9. Now let's go back here and let's say I want to adjust this. I can go back to manage. I can repay. So let's say I just repay all of it, which is what I'll do. And by repaying it, you notice the account health goes back up to over 10. Why? Because there is no risk of liquidation, because I'm only having collateral with no underlying asset. So I hope that sort of makes sense. I think there's a way to name your accounts, but wonder how you do that. I know the guy asked me. Oh, here it is. So we can put this here. So we can call this Atom. deposits. I'll hit enter. And now I'll call this one injective deposits, right? And there you go. So now, once I've done this, if I refresh, I should see both those account names being reflected. You see that right here, right? Atom deposits, injective deposits, right? So that's pretty much like how you sort of do all this. You can look at the overview and see sort of what everyone's been doing. And there will be a leaderboard out there. So it will take a look at sort of your activity here, what you're borrowing, what you're lending, and it will sort of tally up points for you. So they will be launching some assets in the near future. I want to make sure I don't show this on screen, but like there are some confidential things that were sent to me, giving me some more information. But basically the token is a couple months out. They're actually working on getting some new listings of some assets. They're in some talks with some high name protocols. I don't want to say what their names are because they're in talks. It's not confirmed. But let's just say when they get announced, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know who they are, right? So that's pretty exciting. I think it's really cool that they gave us the ability to cover this and show you guys what this looks like. If anything else, if you're like, hey, I don't see any value in using this protocol, at a minimum, please go back and just do your testnet activity, right? So I'll include the link to the testnet in the description below. Go use the faucet, do what you need to do, get your numbers on the leaderboard up there, because most of these protocols reward their testnet users, their early users. They basically said the leaderboard has ended on December 31st. And if you watch some of my videos prior, you would have already been taking part in this, but you never know when they actually do a cutoff for anyone who's done any testnet activity. So you never know. And also it gets you some more reps for when this comes live. And let me tell you something, when Neptune Finance goes live on Jan 23rd, this is my dummy wallet, but I will be collateralizing and putting money into this ecosystem. Probably not borrowing that much, but I'll definitely be collateralizing it to earn those points. So I hope you found this very helpful. I hope you like the sneak peek. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, because this is a very unique type of video that I'm doing today. And if after watching this, you're like, I have no idea what you just said, I'm so confused, how do I do this? What do I do to get these airdrops and rewards? Well, you know what to do. You can join the private group, the Web3 Secret Society. Now, the last thing I'll say is if you got value out of the video, hit the like button, share this video with someone that you know. Also, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. That's the best way that you can support me, is liking the video, commenting on the video, sharing the video, subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate you guys watching. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.